Hello and welcome everyone back to some more Super Mario Odyssey 80% action here at GSA. We have the grand finals, TYRN versus Mitch. I am Scotch and Tie Guy. You call me Scotch. Troy of Athens in the booth with me. Tell me about this race, man.
This is gonna be a really entertaining one. We got the only two people in the entire world of SMO 80% who have achieved 58s in the world, like completely. And I said in the world twice in that sentence. That's how big it is.
I mean, everything's come down to this. 2019, this season 2 has just flown by, but this will be it for this league in 2019. We won't see these guys until the new year, with season 3. So buckle your seatbelts in. Grand finals starting right now. I mean, we're talking about number 1 versus number 2, not only in the league but also in the standings.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We got double face cam going on. It's gonna be good. We had double face cam for the last for the bronze match as well. But
Stravo's taking that one.
yeah, I don't think I've honestly, this might be a face reveal for Mitch right here. Like, I don't remember ever seeing this dude's face.
Not in a league matchup, at least. I've seen him face cam in his own streams, but off to early start here. TYRN with the slight lead. Again, movement-based stuff. Both these guys are so good with movement-to-movement things. TYRN seems to be just a little bit more accurate than Mitch, but Mitch maybe just a little bit more consistent than TYRN.
Yeah, Mitch had an extra spin throw on that frog there. So it put him a bit further back, but they tied it back up. Looks like by frog vectors. Mitch just having better vectors there. And now both onto the left side, pretty much synced. Oh, TYRN gonna bonk it.
So early here, mistake from TYRN.
Oh, but Mitch misses phase 1. Oh, sorry, phase 2. Whatever, second hit. Yeah, had a bit of trouble getting the second hit as fast as they could.
Out of cap, heading into Cascade now.
Yeah, I mean, I will also mention that I've heard from both of these players. I mean, they haven't said much about what happened in this race, obviously, but they definitely did say that it's going to be a very entertaining one. That is a quote that I have heard from them.
Yeah, this is a pre-recorded match, unfortunately, but live for everyone here. So first time us seeing this as well as you. So
yeah, it is 3 a.m. for these players right now. So if this was done live, it would not be very good for these runners. And if we got any European viewers in the chat right now, like I'd tell you to go for the rerun instead, because I did get the confirmation of that. That is happening. It's already on the schedule, actually. It says it right there at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday. So it will be aired again, so that the European people can enjoy it with some people.
Oh. Into Cascade now, heading up for the Dino Skip. Mitch holding on to this early lead. But we've got plenty of race left in race number 1. Into the Madden Brutal fight now. And TYRN a little early with that text, the cutscene skip.
Doesn't look like TYRN's going for the hearts. No, yeah, it's gonna be a bit shorter on coins than Mitch out of this. Because of it. Just to clarify for people, the race itself is not live. We are live. We can talk to you people in the chat. We can see what you're saying in the chat right now. But the race happened at a previous time because, like I said, it's like it's like 1 or 2 in the morning over there for both of these runners right now.
Out of the Madame Brutal fight, likely going to be going for this chest clip, excuse me. A little bit of a weird setup there for Mitch, but looks like the clip should be fine.
Yeah, that was good. It looked a little bit low, but it's fine. TYRN getting a bit of a better one there. Never mind, I'm dumb.
Yeah, so...
Oh
no!
And TYRN's struggling to get out of the water. Oh, wow, that lost so much time. That was a lot of mistakes in the early game right there for TYRN.
Well, so we've seen this before from him in the semifinals, and he was able to make up for it throughout the race. I mean, just based off of movement, but a bad early start, 5 minutes, 6 minutes into this race, looking a little shaky still.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that, but TYRN is able to bounce back from this, but Mitch isn't necessarily gonna give it any... It's possible that Mitch might not give any chances of that. Like, both these players are very consistent. You know, in order to achieve, you know, like I said, they're the only players who have ever gotten 58 XXs at all. And so in order to achieve that, you have to be constantly practicing, constantly getting your consistency down as much as possible. And so it's very likely that Mitch won't make too many mistakes in this run.
Off to the races here in Sand Kingdom. Mitch getting ready for DSTA now. TYRN following closely behind.
Yeah, he made sure to go for that as quickly as possible because he was just about 5 seconds away from that not working. If he had gotten that if he had planted that seed past 6:45 on the timer, it would not have grown in time.
So we should be fine here. But Sand Kingdom, a longer kingdom here in this run. We'll see as we move towards the ruins.
Wow, look how determined Mitch is while he's doing the motion controls. This is just such a serious face going on for him while shaking the controller.
Nice movement on top of this arch here. Next big movement here is going to be the sand dram for the bullet bill. And not going to be doing it, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looked like they just weren't able to hold out Cappy enough. And so that's going to lose Mitch some time, not only in that strap, but also in the possibility of going for a single bill strap. It's not even going to have that, so let's see if he can manage to do any sort of bullet bill manipulation here. And I think he did by how he opened that crate. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he stood in front of the bullet bill, in front of the cannon that shoots at bullet, that, you know, the one that shoots at the bullet bills, so that it would continue to aim at him, and then threw the cap ahead of himself to get the crate.
Yeah, super.
That was very smart, actually.
Yeah, really nice backup, just knowing where he needed to be in that moment, holding on to the lead, giving up a little bit of time, but not nearly as much as he could have there through that section. Going towards Jaxie Skip now, really the last major movement here in Sand Kingdom.
Yeah, Mitch is still ahead. They had about a 14-second gap out of Cascade, so still, you know, with Mitch making those mistakes, it's still it was still possible for Mitch to stay in the lead. And he's able to keep it for now. Heading towards the Oasis, the final few moons of the kingdom.
Now we talked about both these guys having 58s. Gonna ask the crazy question: how likely is it, do you think, that we'll see a 58 in this race?
No.
Oh, Mitch! With the bad first throw.
Wow, that is a major mess up.
So able to recover from that, but definitely not getting the first throw there. Heading back over to the Odyssey now, to Lake Kingdom. Lake Clip going to be the next big trick here. Only really major trick in Lake Kingdom at all.
Yeah, they're already off of a 58 pace. There's actually no way to get a 58 with this time, I believe.
Well, we talk about both.
With the straps that we use currently, it's like, nah.
Well, we talk about both these guys just having such consistency. You know, both having, like you said, only 2 people in the world having 58s on the leaderboards. You know,
I mean, the lead has shrunk. It's gone from a 14-second lead to just about 7. It's pretty much cut in half. And yeah, I don't expect 58s at all, ever. Even when the first 58 was achieved during this season, I know it wasn't. You know, it wasn't. I just mean like while the season was going on. I know it didn't happen in a race. Like even though it happened this season-wise, in terms of when it happened, I never expected it to happen this season in a race because it just can't. Not right now. It's very unlikely, but it could happen next season. I mean, the fastest we got was a 59.20, I believe, was the fastest of the season.
59.20 by TYRN, correct?
Yeah. So like, I mean, there's only one way to go from there. So like, yeah, it is possible, but it's gonna take a lot.
Well, both these guys getting Lake Clip. Mitch taking a couple tries at that. TYRN getting it first try, so making up a significant amount of time there. It is now extremely close.
Yeah. In my mind, if 58 happens in a race, it would have to be, like, DSS would also have to be in the route. And still no one's confident enough to put DSS in a race. It's been out for like a week now, and still no one is doing it.
Yeah, the rest of Lake Kingdom, pretty straightforward and simple. Shouldn't see anything major happen here unless there's some sort of malfunction or a missed input or something like that. But
right,
you're talking about DSS. You know, it's crazy that we're still discovering new stuff with this route so quickly. I mean, in the span of Super Mario Odyssey.
It's only inevitable. Like this speed game is so young. Like there's totally stuff that we haven't found in this game that's still out there.
Oh yeah.
Like there's almost no doubt in my mind.
Out of Lake Kingdom.
Like, and the discoveries still aren't slowing down either. Like people think DSS is like the first one we got in a while, but Cheap Clip came out like only like I'd say like I was like mid-season 1. Forget exactly where that was, but it was like towards the end of season 1. And then after that came like the change to 1.3 being better, and then DSTA came out, and like
it seems almost like
discovering things.
It seems almost on a cycle, as if like every 4-5 months something new is discovered. So I mean, I'm sure that we'll see more and more stuff as time goes on. You know, you might even see another update to the game. Not sure how dedicated Nintendo is to Super Mario Odyssey and updates, but into Wooded now. It's so close. There's a lot that can happen in here. Another Long Kingdom, kind of like Sand.
Yeah,
Mitch making some mistakes there in Sand. Will we see mistakes here in
Oh my God.
And all the A presses. All because of A presses. TYRN now with a very, very slight lead.
Yeah, that's a couple frames right there. Wow. We're basically synced. Let's just see how this tree route goes for both players.
Different camera
Looking
angles
good.
there.
Yeah, the uproot movement is crucial.
And TYRN a little bit better with that uproot movement towards the tree. That clip looks good on both sides of the screen.
Oh no,
TYRN!
missed!
TYRN missing nut clip.
What?
Significant time loss here.
Just as he caught back up. And he's not even gonna attempt for the rock roll cancel clip, which is completely understandable. That thing is impossible in 1.3.
Huge development. I mean, talk about both these guys being super consistent. I mean, I in my commentating opinion, I think Mitch is a little bit more consistent strat to strat, where TYRN is a little bit more consistent movement to movement. But TYRN's still an extremely consistent runner, obviously holding world record. Moving back.
Yeah, he's doing the Spirit route now, and he's the superior checkpoint route of the Spirit route.
Right.
And yeah, this mistake loses so much time because you're at this point basically forced to do the boss fight in this kingdom, which has a lot of cutscenes because it's story, because it's a story moon, and story moons always have cutscenes. So that's essentially why it saves so much time to do nut clip.
Well, TYRN now a significant disadvantage to Mitch. Gonna be grabbing this story moon where he's gonna first lose a bunch of time. Not most of his time though. Most of his time is gonna be lost, like you said, in that Spewart fight. But Mitch, Mitch can get super comfortable, and once either of these guys gets comfortable, I mean, they stop making mistakes. TYRN moving up now through the tower. Mitch going to be finishing up here in pipes. So I get past some fuzzies real quick.
I mean, yeah, Strava's right here. I see you mentioning the fire, using the fire bro glitch, but even if he knew about that, like, that takes practice to do well, and I doubt he has practiced a backup like that. Like, that is it's such a niche backup that even if he knows about it, like, why would he practice it that much?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a very precise backup.
Well, TYRN
I only vaguely know about it, too. Like, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I know about it, kind of.
Well, TYRN missing the cutscene skip into the Spirit fight, pausing early.
See, I'm not even talking about the right route. Okay.
Getting that Spirit fight done, but Mitch on his way out of Wooded now.
Yeah, and now you'll see all the problems that are with doing the boss fight in this kingdom. So we just had that that multi-moon cutscene, but we also have this cutscene here that we just went through, and then we can globe the Odyssey. Like, so much more. It's about 40 seconds more, actually.
So Mitch getting out of Wooded around 18:35, 36 on the clock. We'll see what kind of time TYRN is working with here. And yeah, that's 30 seconds.
Mitch setting up for the Cloud hint arc there. Gets it. Is able to get back to Bowser in time for the second phase.
Well, TYRN also going to be going for that hint art now. Getting it first try, no big deal. Both these guys going to be skipping the hint art in Metro. But Mitch into Lost. Lost Kingdom can be tricky. Poison everywhere. Mitch with the meme tree. Very nice movement there.
Yeah, just having some slight trouble with that butterfly moon, but not too devastating.
Yeah, big things here are going to be coming up in just a moment. We'll see if Mitch decides to go for this torpedo movement.
Yeah, the reverse torpedo. Oh, have some trouble getting under the stairs there.
Yeah, he's having difficulty on the really basic stuff right now.
Yeah, not gonna go for a reverse torpedo. Actually, still gets hit too. That was so weird. He shouldn't have gotten hit considering how long he spent on the stairs moon. Like that torpedo should be easily able to hit that rock without hitting him.
See if we get the cage triple. No problems there. So as long as he can grab this moon, even if he takes a death, he'll be fine underneath this bridge. Let's see if TYRN can get this. Reverse torpedo.
He's going for it. And gets it.
Get it.
Yeah, TYRN missed net clip, and that's why he's so far behind right now. So 2207 out of Lost Kingdom for Mitch. Oh, little bonk there on the wooden peg.
I was just about to say, you know, almost flawless Lost there, other than that one bonk on the pillar.
Yeah.
From TYRN. Able to make up a little bit of time, but 30 seconds is a lot of time to make up here in any percent.
Yeah, it's still a best of 3. Even if this doesn't work out for TYRN, he still has at least one more chance to help make it out. Keep his hope alive for winning. Despite the still around 30-second gap we got going.
Into Night Metro now. Big thing is going to be the Mecha Wiggler fight, obviously, before we head into Day Metro. Small bit of RNG involved. We'll see what kind of movement they go for inside the building. Mitch with Goomba Heck movement.
He always goes for it in the races.
Very nicely done on Mitch's side.
Confidence that he has in this trick is crazy. And it's also like, things like that is why I still think, like, even though there is no confidence currently with DSS, it's just like, it's gonna happen. We're gonna have it. Someone's gonna have enough confidence where they want to do it on a run. So we're in a race, rather, sorry.
TYRN going to go for the standard movement in here. into the Mecha Wiggler fight. Mitch aggroing over the Mecha Wiggler into the final stage. See what kind of pattern he gets here.
Travos, you say that, but failing nut clip is it would basically lose you the same amount of time, if not more. Failing snow dram loses you about the same amount of time, if not more. Like there are there are plenty of tricks that we do in this route that is in the race that is still that can lose the run if you don't do it. Like, I feel it's only a matter of time. Like, is everyone gonna go for it? No, but it's still I still think that someone's gonna pull it out eventually.
Well, it's kind of like that Cascade chest clip, right? You know, it's not really necessary to go for it per se. It's a second difference between going for the cliff moon or going for the chest clip moon. I guess it's that kind of thing to a certain degree. There's a day metro now.
Yeah, there has to be a better setup for it. I watch TYRN and Mitch, like I watch a ton of people go for DSS, and the reason why it doesn't work and people are so messed up with it is, from what I can tell, it's just that there is no setup for it yet, and there definitely is at least something you can do. TYRN has found a rhythm that works for him, but he doesn't even have a BPM for it. If you're gonna make a rhythm, you gotta define a BPM that you could actually use it and internalize the beats in your head so that you aren't slowing down one day and speeding up the next. Like, you gotta actually know what you're doing, because if the rhythm's wrong, obviously it's gonna fail.
Two good scoot clips. Mitch showing the hand over hand that we go for. Good job with the slots. Gonna be heading towards bullet building here in just a moment. Pretty critical side area. It's gotten pretty consistent though in the league races. Haven't seen it messed up in a while. It's still very important to this route.
Yeah, bullet building, and another thing that was put in the route late and put in races. I mean, yes, I know that this is not as tight, and also it's now even more lenient because of the faster loading times and all that. But it's still a thing. Still a thing that people are scared to put in routes. Like, SMO has a history of it. It's full of it. Like, I don't see, like, I don't see it not being in. I'm also, if you know me, I don't usually live in absolutes. Like, I'm not about that life, so I'm not gonna ever say never in this case. Like, it's.
Well, I feel
there's still a possibility, always.
Mitch taking a bonk as he's climbing up to the very tippy top here. Just a minor mistake, but something to add. And able to skip over that hint art. This is the hint art that we grabbed in the cloud fight with Bowser. Last section, People's Room. These guys will be out of here.
Yeah, I feel like just to get into the chat, what they're saying in chat. Only difference I could see in terms of this from OG canon list from SM64, like, if you're behind in an SM64 race, you could actually try to pull out OG canon list if you really want to take that risk. Whereas for DSS, that isn't really possible, because then you wouldn't be able to do. Your DSTA is different. because it's before that, so you'd end up at Sand Kingdom too early if you ended up pulling it off. And also, if you didn't pull it off, you'd end up way too late.
Well,
So-
I think, well, as we move into Snow Kingdom here, I think that's an interesting discussion because yeah, it's all about the timing, isn't it? Especially with when you've got DSTA involved. If you change anything to the route, you gotta figure out the timing as far as that goes, and you gotta think, okay, well, if I mess up this over here, is this going to change DSTA over here, or should I give myself some wiggle room and do this over here, or even, you know what, can we keep it at the exact same time? And if I mess up DSS, I can just go straight for DSTA. But if I get it, I can go for some other moons. And I mean, that's for some discussion. And I'm sure that these guys will really work on that after, after the league is over.
Yeah. When we get plenty of off time, we can, like once we, during the off season, I'm sure there'll be definitely some talks of routing and backup routes.
Oh, definitely.
And stuff. Because, I mean, especially with right now, a lot of players are still fighting to get like 58s or stuff. Like people are still just grinding the route as it is. But Mitch, that major bonk right there.
I mean, that was a pretty significant bonk too.
Yeah. Losing around like 5 to 6 seconds. Which is like twice the amount of time of a normal bonk.
The angles and the corners in this game are just so unforgiving.
Yeah.
If you're even below it by just a bit, Mario's taking a bonk. So
I mean,
you
honestly,
really gotta be careful.
I mean, you don't even know the half of it, Gosh. Like you pretty much only watch any percent of this game, right?
I'll watch a little bit of Darker Side and World Peace.
Okay, so the up to Toadette in Mushroom Kingdom?
Oh yeah, those are just
you know how they're supposed to be stairs that you can walk on and roll on, no problem? Well, nope. Occasionally you can bonk on those stairs for no reason. So yeah, this game just it doesn't explain some of the bonks. Most of the time when you bonk, you understand why, but there are a few where you're just like, what the?
Well, Mitch having to throw Cappy a couple times at that last little spiny to pick up this story moon. A couple of minor mistakes here in Snow, giving Tyrone a little bit of leeway and a little bit of time back. Just heading into this Goomba room, and then we've got Snowdram. Shouldn't have any trouble in here. A lot of these guys, Mitch, gonna be getting out of here. Tyrone picks up some Goombas. Just got to play it safe. Mitch heads over to the shop moon just before Snowdram. Snowdram can really change up this race depending on what these guys go for. Seeing the no setup for Mitch in races, Tyrone has played it safe as of recently, but either of these guys could be going for broke.
Yeah, they could go for setup lists. Another thing that people didn't think would happen in races, but has happened in races.
We'll see what Mitch goes for here.
I could keep listing them. People don't believe that it will be put in a race, but...
Well, Mitch off to a rocky start. Go for the setup. And not happy with that one. And the third try setup will work, but we'll see what Tyrone goes for.
Tyrone might pull out the setup list with how risky he's. Nope, gonna go quick setup. Okay. Doesn't want to take that much of a risk, it seems.
Well, you're talking the grand finals.
Yeah, it's very true, but it's game one. Like
it's game exactly. It's game one. You don't need to worry too much.
I mean, it is still very hard to pull off reverse sweeps. They aren't easy to do, but it's, game one still means some sort of, some sort of leniency. You are just testing out the waters, kind of how you're feeling today.
Well, I'm curious to know if Tyrone is watching or not, because if Tyrone was watching and saw Mitch mess up there a couple times, then he would know, okay, I don't need to go for the setup list. I can go for this quick setup that I know I'm confident with.
I mean,
And get it first try.
Knowing these players, it's a possibility that these guys were actually talking to each other during the race. I don't know if they actually were legitimately watching or knew exactly where it was, but I feel like it's very likely that they knew roughly where each other was because of that whole idea of, they probably were talking to each other.
Right. Well,
there's so much support within the SMO community of speedrunning. It's everyone talks to each other. Everyone is helping each other out, and it's very likely.
Mitch having a lot of trouble with this cliffside. Finally getting it. We'll see how Tyrone does in this section, but Mitch losing a little bit more time here.
Yeah, that looks about 5 to 10 seconds.
Oh my goodness, Tyrone getting it first try. Going to be gaining a significant amount of time through that section. I mean, that's not too big of a moon, that whole section right there, but Mitch succeeding a ton of time there.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily something Mitch can afford right now, because Tyrone is inching ever closer. Right on the heels.
Right. And we're talking about just crossing the halfway point.
I guess fishtail. They're cheap who don't have feet,
but I mean, you're talking about going out of Seaside into Luncheon, and Luncheon can be a beast on its own.
Yeah.
So Mitch, I mean, minor mistakes here, left and right. Tyrone, cleaning things up.
I still see that. I want to clarify that always. Even if it's pre-recorded, they do not send in VODs of them doing a run separately. They race it at a time that works for them, and then it is played at this time.
Right.
So it is always a race. Even if you see a pre-recorded race on any other league, anytime GSA does that, it's still required to be raced. They just don't do it at this time. They do it at another time that works for both of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, as we head out of Seaside, I want to note what you were talking about as far as the community goes. I was having this conversation with another commentator, and I want to note in particular the Tyrone versus MeWe match during the season. Tyrone, we're talking about the guy who's been just grinding SMO 80% like crazy, has broken not only the record, but his own record multiple times in the past couple of weeks. And then you've got MeWe, one of the young guys in the community, closer to the bottom of the league standings. Good on the on the leaderboards, but in the league definitely closer to the bottom.
Right.
But that was one of my favorite matches to watch, just because again they were talking to each other and they were interacting with each other the whole time. They were having fun with it, and that's the really cool part about the SMO community. And you talk about these guys just being so helpful and helping each other out. I mean, if you come into the community and you're interested in speedrunning, and you want a very, very helpful community, SMO is definitely the place to go. If you can.
I mean, just to be honest though, there's very few speed games out there that aren't like this. SMO definitely has. SMO might be above average, certainly, but the average is still pretty high.
Oh, certainly. I just think I come from being a SM64 commentator originally, and that community is awesome as well. But I don't know, there's just something special about this SMO community that I really enjoy, and I always come back to commentating this in particular. Yeah.
I mean, also personally, I think that is just the spirit of that runner that you're talking about MeWe. himself, he just has such a good spirit about like how he plays. Like he doesn't, and like going into this season, he was like he understood that he was gonna basically be at the bottom of the league, and so like he didn't really play with that much. Like he played with that in mind the entire season. Like he just any time that he lost, he didn't think of it as that big of a deal because he was just like, this is, you know, like he had low expectations.
Oh, minor bonk here from Tyrone as we head into the heart of Luncheon now, passing by Spewer. The only time we're supposed to fight him in this route, unfortunately, Tyrone having to fight him a second time. But this one's close into Luncheon. And like I said before, Luncheon is one of those beasts of a kingdom. I mean, we're going to be in here for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pre-recorded, but commentary is live, and we are seeing it for the first time just along with you guys in the chat. Tyrone having a little bit of trouble with the movement in Luncheon.
Yeah,
not a huge mess up though.
Yeah, one of the problems with Luncheon is these weird angles. You know, if you play this casually for the first time, you might have trouble in this kingdom because you don't know where Mario can run and can't run, right? And you know, these runners, they know what they can and can't run on, but Tyrone having a little bit of a mix up there, getting the wrong angle.
Yeah, at this level of experience, you don't expect people to like not know the terrain of Luncheon.
Well, it's just that's probably the first time I've seen that mistake made this whole season. That particular one.
That was weird.
Forks here.
In all honesty, that was just weird.
Forks has been just so optimized, and this is one of those things that's never probably going to change out of Luncheon.
Yep. Hey, remember when there was a debate between Forks Room or Lava Bubble Room because they were so close in timing, and people didn't think that people would do Forks Room a lot?
Mitch with the huge bonk, another huge bonk.
Should I keep like listing all of them, or should I stop? Like.
Tyrone going to make up a significant amount of time there. Mitch with really good, you know, he spammed those cheese throws, but another bonk!
No, seriously, if you don't tell me to stop, I'll keep going. At least for this first one.
So Tyrone a little bit quicker through that section, picking up the story moon now. Shouldn't be difficult to finish this up here. Just going to be heading towards that big old piece of steak. Picking up a few moons along the way. But we've seen a bunch of bonks here from Mitch, so he'll want to avoid that, especially as we move upwards. Looking good so far. Just going to be looking for this cap throw on Mitch's side. Gets a first try. We've seen Tyrone mess this up in the semifinals.
Also, technically, that triple jump to the ground pound moon they just went to was also sometimes debated, and not everyone liked doing it. And it took a while for people to get consistent at it. Just by the way. I know my history of this game. Don't challenge me.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, out of Luncheon and into crunch time here as we move into Ruined. Ruined Kingdom shouldn't give any difficulty to either of these guys. Don't expect a lead change at all. But it is very close. Bowser's Kingdom can give these guys some difficulty. Shards, we've got the mecha fight.
I don't know things down to the date.
Give us the exact date that DSS was discovered.
That I could do, because that was That was pretty recent.
Okay, that was pretty recent.
That was like, I was like
when
exactly
was
a
DSTA
week.
discovered?
Exactly a week ago. DSTA was discovered, I think, like a little bit after, if not, it might have been during PACE, if not like a little bit after PACE.
I think that's right, actually. I heard about that at the beginning of the season, that it was like during PACE, the SMO runners were actually discussing it. But into the Lord of Lightning fight now. Again, pretty standard fight. Shouldn't see any lead changes or anything like that. So real quick, a couple plugs for y'all. In the chat, exclamation point schedule to see the full schedule of everything that GSA has going on. Unfortunately, leagues are coming to a close, but we will continue to have 24/7 variety here at GSA. Make sure to check that out. Exclamation point bracket to see where your favorite runners are at. Like I said, leagues are coming to a close. We've got the brackets up for each of our leagues as they end. Exclamation point YT or exclamation point YouTube for the YouTube channel. All reruns are posted there. If you missed a run or if you just want to rewatch a run, make sure to check it out on the YouTube channel and subscribe. Really appreciate if you would do that. Exclamation point merch for the merch. Shirts and hoodies, fresh, clean looks. Really good way to support us there. And then we've got Onyx, exclamation point Onyx. For those Onyx points, you get to play a free game, Golf Clash. Get some points. 500 Onyx points gets you a free sub. You can use that sub anywhere on Twitch, but we would love it if you used it here at GSA, of course. And if you don't get that free sub and you just have some money sitting around, or if you have Twitch Prime, we'd love it if you drop the sub. Easy way to support us here at GSA, where we can, it helps us bring more speedrunning content to you guys as we move out of Season 2 and going into Season 3 in 2020. And all right, I apologize for that little mishap. Milo, our restreamer, has us though.
Yeah, a little bit of technical difficulties there.
Yeah, big shout outs to our restreamers. Milo in particular, he's working hard behind the scenes, giving you this GSA content. Working hard as well. Exclamation point Legends in chat. Coming up this month, we are teaming up with Beyond the Summit out in California to bring you some live speedrunning content. Cheese, ZFG, big names will be out there. Make sure to check that out. If you can go, get tickets. Again, exclamation point Legends in chat to check that out. If you can't go, all of that will be live on the Beyond the Summit Twitch channel for your viewing pleasure. Into Bowser's Kingdom now.
And yeah, if I could take the guess now, because I was like kind of thinking, late clip makes sense that it probably was around the time that people were fighting for sub hour. Like I think it was like just before sub hour was achieved. I can't give you dates, but I can give you like events that happened around it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was before sub hour achieved. Just around there.
Well, Mitch rubbing his face, maybe getting a little, feeling the stress, maybe feeling Tyrone right on his tail.
Much earlier than I thought. Okay, wow. It's a good guess, though, I think. I tried.
Here we go with shards. Let's see what kind of movement these guys go for.
Yeah, that was, yeah, both of them on newer shards movement. Tyrone having a little bit of trouble getting that second shard.
Yeah, Tyrone having difficulty with the second shard. Mitch had trouble there with the fourth shard, so both of them having difficulty with the movement.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's why it was so long. Okay, yeah, okay. I do remember the whole, like, thing about with Lake Clip about trying to figure out how, like, to make a route work with it. Like, they apparently, I guess, like, yeah, the whole way of being able to get out of bounds existed for a while, but the route itself wasn't established until months later.
Oh, okay. Mitch having difficulty here grabbing the next moon with the dram, though. And it is now extremely close with that mistake.
Oh my god.
Wow, it is pretty much synced up here in Bowser's Kingdom.
Just a few frames. Oh my god.
It's gonna come. Oh, man. We'll see how these fights go.
Yeah.
Both going for Harriet first. Pretty standard.
Yeah,
Don't
Furry
really see
could
the
be a
top of
problem
those.
here. Furry could be a factor. Yeah, the first person setup camera for this fight. Oh, and yep, Tyrone not able to get the one cycle on Harriet. And so, like I said, the Furry won that lead.
Troy, kind of explain to us what happened right there on Tyrone's side.
I'll try to as best as I can. It's a hard one. Basically, there's a way to manipulate Harriet's movement so that she throws the bomb out earlier. I think Tyrone got it. I'm not 100% if he got it or not. Is kind of close. And even if he did get it, he missed that first bomb. So that was also part of it. So he had to wait for Harriet to throw out a second bomb because of that. So the majority of the time loss is actually not even because of whether or not he missed the early Harriet cycle stuff. It was actually just because of missing the first bomb throw.
So that small mistake, I mean, it was cut down to frames going into the Harriet fight, but now a couple seconds separating these two guys. Mecha is going to be really the clincher here.
Yeah.
Heading out of Bowser is going to be looking for two good fights, but you never know.
Yeah. Mitch takes screenshots, just by the way, as a form of rage. Like, just... it's just like something he does when he's mad at himself. He'll take captures, but a lot of people actually will capture clips as well, and that's just for future knowledge because they want to know what mistake happened at that point. So people will capture things to look back at for later. But most of the time, it's for no reason at all.
It's better than the rage pause, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's the rage capture.
Well, heading into the mecha fight now.
Yeah, still only a few seconds. If Mitch misses topper required, like it could be, and right there it got topper required, so. TYRN also getting it.
Top. Good job staying on top here. Through that first cycle. Going for the spin pound now.
Yeah, Mitch onto the target acquired part of Mecha Brutal Fight. Oh, a bit delayed there, but was fine. Didn't spin pound immediately, just kind of landed on it and then awkwardly did a spin pound afterwards. Mitch still managing to keep the lead. Both of them still on sub-hour pace, yeah. Someone was mentioning that in chat, and I now see that, given what I see the timers are after this Mecha Brutal fight. That is the one thing I'm not very good at when it comes to game knowledge, predicting paces. I'll admit that one.
I know where, like later on, like after.
Yeah, at this
Just
point,
before
I
Bowser,
know.
just before Bowser's Kingdom, and yeah, obviously most people know just after Bowser's Kingdom what kind
Yeah.
of pace these guys are on. I'm always impressed when guys are able to kind of predict what kind of pace they're on early, as long as there's no mistakes made.
Well, some people just have like the like the best exit sheet, like the community some of best stuff memorized at this point.
Right.
Because like they are constantly trying to improve on the comm sub.
Yeah, so
And
sub hour.
they know what they have to beat.
Sub hour is gonna be very unlikely. You're looking like you gotta have a 510, 505 moon.
Yeah,
to
Tyrone
really
is certainly much more unlikely because he needs 5 minutes flat.
Yeah. Well, into the moon. You got well. Last big thing really is that Moon Cave skip and the Bowser fight. We have seen some mistakes in the Bowser fight
Mm.
in these finals.
Yeah.
So you really don't want to see it because it's not a place that you typically see these guys mess up, but it's not something to sleep on either. And a missed Moon Cave skip by Mitch can mean a lead change.
I'll answer the question that I just saw in chat because that is a general speedrunning question, honestly. Sub hour is just meaning under 1 hour of a time. So getting 59 something on your timer. And this is a term used throughout speedrunning, so that's why I'm answering it and like really putting importance on it, because you can hear people saying like a sub 30 in Celeste was a big deal, or sub 28 was a big deal. So same idea there. You're trying to get under 28 minutes or under 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always a thing to say sub some minute mark.
Into the Bowser fight now. Good first grab there on the cap. On Mitch's side, Tyrone doing the same. Again, you really don't want to see mistakes here in this Bowser fight. At this point, essentially a mistake in any of these cycles can mean the lead for the rest of the race, essentially.
Yeah, you can also have some problems in the 2D section. Yeah, say Mitch doesn't go for fast XD while Tyrone does.
Chat saying a 6-second difference into this fight. Both guys doing a good job so far, grabbing that cap on the first go.
Yeah, I know. Fast XD skip doesn't save enough time for Mitch to, for Tyrone to catch up, but it's still a factor. It's just an example of a named trick. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the escape sequence that just don't have names that are still important movement. Like the pillars room itself is actually can be very tight as to, like, very varied in how long it takes you to do it.
Well, a couple missed Bowser fireballs on pillars here could give Tyrone something to kind of claw at. No pun intended. But into the 2D section, like you talked about there, that fast XD.
Yeah.
It's looking good so far.
On the 2D skip, gets that. Oh, a little bit messing with the 2D skip, gets it though. Hey, remember when 2D skip was a risky strat and people didn't always go for it, and missing it loses about 2 minutes? Yeah, okay. That's the last one I can do. Okay.
So Mitch getting hit there. as the rocks fell there, clawing at that last wall. Into the pillars now, though. Almost done here.
Watching. Oh, Mitch misses a cloche and misfires a fireball there. These are big. These are big things right now.
Yeah, I mean, talking about minor seconds being lost here with...
Yeah, he's still ahead so far on these pillars. Oh, he missed. He didn't get the first pillar down.
Uh-oh.
And, oh, Tyrone.
No way.
Oh my god, Tyrone gets the middle first.
Is Tyrone going to win it just like that in pillars?
Most like it. It has to be. He got to the middle first. Yeah, the pylon's revealed first. He's in it.
No way.
What?
Tyrone gonna take the win. And chat is absolutely going off. All because Mitch missed that first pillar. Oh my goodness.
That was 04 to 06.
You could see it on Tyrone even being like, what just happened? Tyrone can't even comprehend it. I mean, Mitch had it there, but all because of one missed fireball. Couldn't knock down that first pillar.
Tyrone able to get the win despite the mistakes. He missed nut clip.
I mean, the mistakes just added up there after wooded for Mitch, despite the huge advantage. Mitch just kind of unraveling there at the end, and just, again, it came down to pillars.
There was a more than 30-second gap between these two players at one point. Mitch having the lead of more than 30 seconds halfway through the run.
Wow.
And Tyrone just won that by 2 seconds.
I mean, that's, oh my, there's no words to explain what happened. I mean, that's as good as it gets in SMO any percent.
Yeah.
Tyrone falling 30 seconds behind in wooded and then clawing his way back.
Yeah. When people think that we're crazy people for saying that, oh, it's 30 seconds apart in Metro, it's still anybody's game, now you see what we're talking about.
Oh, man.
It's unlikely, but it exists. It can happen. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, I knew this best of 3 was gonna be tight, but like, damn. Alright, so we're gonna get some time to calm down from that race. Just gonna, yeah, try to get our footing back here in the commentator booth. I mean, you can see in the face cams on both sides that both of them are still, like, don't believe it. Mitch seems to have gotten over it at this point, but Tyrone certainly is still popping off.
Well, I mean, how do both these guys go into race number 2, really? I mean, there's going to be, tilt is going to be such a factor in race number 2 for both these guys, really. I mean, you're talking about tilt from Mitch, obviously coming, being so far ahead. One minor mistake meaning the loss in pillars. But then you talk about tilt from Tyrone being like, I should have, this is one of those things where he should have lost. That should have been a loss for Tyrone for sure. As we know, Mitch is so consistent, but the one minor mistake, that was all it took.
Yeah.
For him to lose. So if you're Tyrone, you got to think, man, that's what it took, was that kind of a mistake.
Yeah, and chat's still a bit confused, so I will clarify. We still have at least one more race, people. This is a best of 3, so it's the first to 2 race wins. Tyrone has only won one so far. Somehow Tyrone won that by 2 seconds. So we still have at least one more race to go. And that, like, if that race tells us anything, like, it tells us we have some, we definitely have another crazy one for you. We, like, buckle your seatbelts.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Super Mario Odyssey especially, you know, it's you think about the difference in the league standings, right? You talk about we said it before, you know, you talk about Tyrone on the grind, breaking his own world record, PBing over and over and over again over the past couple of weeks, and you see at the bottom of the leaderboard is MeWe, you know, the big difference between those two. But then you've got Tyrone and Mitch, and just these two guys going head to head. It really is the best matchup possible for these finals, these grand finals that we have. Best two, like you said, best 2 out of 3. Mitch isn't out of this one at all. He's shown that. I mean, I'm going to repeat this. Mitch should have won that first one.
Yeah.
The only reason why he lost was because of a super minor mistake, missing one fireball. I mean, that was it. One fireball. He just didn't get the first pillar. That's all it was.
So
Tyrone isn't out of the woods. So many early mistakes there from Tyrone. The big one being in wooded, missing nut clip, giving Mitch that huge lead.
I mean, Mitch did also fail earlier in the run to even give Tyrone the opportunity so that it would come down to Pillar's room. But yeah, Pillar's room in the end was what did it.
Yep. So minor mistakes, minor bonks here and there, giving Tyrone the ability to claw his way back, but ultimately just that one thing. I mean, I don't know. It's a whole thing, and I think that again, this could go either way these next 2 races.
Yeah.
But just waiting on these guys to get settled in.
Yeah, we could skip ahead to whenever they did start the second one, but I mean, honestly, I appreciate the downtime we're getting because we need a breather after that finish.
But I mean, while we're waiting here, let's talk about the season as a whole. I mean, you talk about season 1 versus season 2. Big things, obviously, being the DSTA 1.3 coming out just after the finals at Pace.
Pretty much during.
Yeah, during Pace.
It was actually, I think, the final day of Pace when it came out, and people, or it might have like come out like, it was like midnight on Sunday. Yeah.
And then you talk about, we've said before, late clip kind of being incorporated into the route early into season 2. It's just been it's been an insane season. A lot of great things. I'm going to say it again. MeWe, the absolute legend. His camera game is absolutely the best. So I mean, you've seen all the ups, all the downs of this season. I'm so stoked for season 3.
Sorry, I'm just clarifying stuff from the first race in chat here. Okay, looks like we're just about ready to go for the second one. Okay. Yeah, they're still talking here. You can see TYRN still, I guess, still comprehending it. He's certainly calmed down at this point, but he's still. I mean, I could understand why he just can't believe it. Like, I could just see from what he's talking. I can't hear what he's saying, obviously. But I can tell just by his expressions that he's making that webcam while talking that he's certainly talking about the run that just happened. Okay, looks like they have started, and they're just gonna be waiting for the DSTA to be ready. So just a few more seconds until we start the race. Just by the way, Restreamer, if we can get like a momentary pause. Oh wait, nope, you did it already. Wow, you thought ahead of me already. Wow. Yeah, I noticed it too. I think Mitch started his timer a bit earlier than TYRN, but it's already synced. Restreamer thinking ahead. He's a mind reader. Okay, starting out Cap Kingdom now. Mitch might have just been a little bit faster with the pathing.
A little rail grind for both these guys.
Yeah. Hey, you know how? I forgot to mention this one because this one didn't happen. This happened before I mentioned it. Before I started doing this. Remember when rail grinding wasn't always a thing by people? There's still people within this league that don't do rail grinding. I remember when left side wasn't a thing. Alright, I'm truly done. I'm sorry.
Much better left side there from TYRN. TYRN's going to grab the lead here into the topper fight. And we will be heading out of Cap Kingdom into Cascade now.
Yeah, TYRN gonna be just a little bit ahead. You can actually, just by the way, you can actually tell when a player is going to go for DSS or not just by, at this point, just by how many seconds they spend before starting the run. Because most people who do DSS are giving themselves at least 20-25 seconds of time before they start the run, because they get to Sand Kingdom that much earlier that they actually need to do something like that.
Oh, big mistake there
wow.
from Mitch. Wow, yeah. Trying to be optimal with the release on Chain Chomp, not grabbing Chain Chomp optimally, and also not releasing him optimally. Screen capping that one to go take a look at that later, for sure.
That was the rage that was the rage capture right there. That he knew what happened. Okay, so couple seconds between the two players now.
Yeah, quick dino skip from both these guys. Let's see if Mitch can make up from the mistake with Chain Chomp here. Kind of similar sort of stuff.
Yeah, Mitch going for the rocks though.
Yeah, just really careful with that coin count. next big thing that we'll be seeing is that chest clip. Tyrone missing it in the last race. Going for the clip now. This one looks good. And it is this
Mitch,
time. Whoa!
Mitch looking a bit low there. Okay, he's still gonna make that. That was like borderline for Mitch.
Well, Tyrone had an interesting clip.
I mean, both of them did.
Yeah. Tyrone getting deep into that clip, but then Mitch just a little bit low, able to get it regardless. Maybe Mitch a little bit quicker with that one, though, as we head into sand.
Yeah. Tyrone with about a 3-second lead.
Well, here we go. DSTA. We're grabbing this nut. No trouble at all so far. Both grabbing the bird. Tyrone pretty quick into the pipe there. Mitch as well.
Answering questions. It's always important to note these things.
And Mitch not able to get that flower open as quickly as he wanted to there. Tyrone a little bit quicker through that section.
By the way, that thing for prize pools, that's true for any of the leagues for GSA, and that's always the case. They always put, like, so far from what I've seen, like, they always put the rules of, like, what the prize pools are going to be in there. And that's also why I don't always say, like, what the amount is of money, because I always just say it's an amount of money, because it changes. It gets increased based on contributions from viewers. It's a I forget what percentage, but it is a percentage of the donations and subs and whatnot do go towards the prize pools of every league. They are evenly distributed throughout all of them. So it's actually, like, pretty much impossible to do the math, especially if you don't know the numbers yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an amount of money. I can tell you the percentage of those prize pools. It's in the case, first place is 50%, second place is 25%. So it's twice the amount of money. That much I can tell you.
Both these guys into the heart of Sand Kingdom. Both getting Sandram, both getting single bill. On their way, working towards that Jaxie skip, really being the last difficult thing here in Sand. No trouble in the last race.
Yeah, Tyrone maintaining this lead as we are working out of Jaxie's skip. Oh, I missed Jaxie's skip when I was explaining all that stuff. Jaxie's skip was also a thing. Not as much. Almost immediately people were like, yeah, Jaxie's skip is free. But to have some time, people didn't love it. Certainly, it was more likely that people messed up on it at one point.
We'll see these note throws. Mitch having a little difficulty with it in the last race. No trouble at all from Tyrone, though. And Tyrone having trouble with it this time.
Oh, but
second throw, and Mitch!
Whoa, Mitch falling off the tree.
Pretty big mistake there from Mitch.
And chat, can we please not give the world record for the 100% category over here? Like, come on. It's clear what the chat needs. Don't give the troll with the misinformation. All Moons is basically 100%. Okay, starting out Lake Kingdom now. Just by the way, Scotch?
Yeah.
I more of the conversation chat while we see. Actually, let's do the late clip first here. Tyrone able to get it. Mitch taking a little bit of time. Thought he got fake clipped. Made another chance just to make sure there. Putting him even further behind. Had a slower setup there for that late clip.
Yeah, it's the same thing we saw in the last race. Tyrone just really super confident in this late clip. We've seen this throughout the finals here. Just Tyrone has just been on fire with that late clip.
Yeah. I'll go into details of the Discord later, but basically, because it's gonna take me a little bit to find the evidence, but I often credit myself as the person to popularize nipple percent.
Yeah.
I found it in a Reddit post for Speedrun, for the r/Speedrun subreddit. Someone just like as a meme posted a video of them doing it, and I was just like, this is hilariously stupid. I'm gonna try it. Shared the Reddit clip, shared the Reddit post on the Discord. And then did a run of myself because people were like, why don't you do it? And I'm like, because I don't have a capture card. But because it was such a meme and people were like, it's a meme, don't worry about it, you can do it. And so I recorded it with my phone. So there is a potato quality video of me doing nipple percent back when it was like half an hour.
Oh yeah. Well, out of Sand Kingdom now, out of Lake Kingdom into Wooded. This was the one where Tyrone really fell apart with that nut clip and going the Spewart route. And Mitch took the lead, but we'll see what Tyrone can do here in race number 2.
Okay, I'll just say it, fine, because chat's demanding it. 13 flat lake exit is really good. Chat demands it.
Yeah.
So I said it.
Heading up next to this waterfall, Tyrone This tree route. He was really quick with this uproot. He's quick here again. Mitch got closer camera angle. Oh, missing the first ledge there with the tree route.
Yeah. I'll quote someone as to what that meme category is in a very simple way, because someone made a very simple explanation for it, and it's a good quote. It's the fastest time to make Mario take his shirt off.
That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh my
Mitch!
god, both players. Oh, Mitch clipping back in bounds because he just didn't want to risk it. What is this nut clip on both sides right now?
Wow.
This is just weird. And so yeah, Mitch down a moon in the route. He's gonna have to pick up the story moon.
Well, then Tyrone was having difficulty making his way upward.
Yeah, so it looks somewhat close just in terms of which moons they're getting. Tyrone only looking a few seconds ahead, but in reality, he's more than that because Mitch is gonna have to get this Piranha Plant moon.
So for the time being, it's very close, and just a little bit, it is going to separate and even out.
And yeah, that backup, by the way, that is fully known. People knew about that. It's actually pretty similar to DSS in some ways, in that there is a little bit of a ledge halfway up the wall that you can stand on to make you stop, to get some more height. So it's very similar to that, actually.
Tyrone making mistakes heading over to this nut, and Mitch not able to break the nut. So a lot of mistakes here on both sides of the screen here in Wooded. It will even out here right now with Mitch grabbing the story moon. Tyrone will hold the lead.
See that distance still increasing as he's going through the cutscenes. Still happening. Still got this cutscene to go through. And now he can play.
Really nice out of that cutscene. Very quick movement. Not nearly as significant of a time loss as Tyrone had in race number 1, but
yeah, missing nut clip completely is terrible because that's 2 moons, and that forces you essentially to do speedwork.
But regardless, Mitch significantly down in race number 2. Well, we know how race number 1 ended, and we're seeing a similar situation with race number 2, but in the reverse.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrone's nut clip route itself wasn't very smooth either. He managed to get both moons, but certainly not as smooth as Mitch's was in the first race.
Could that be because he was out of practice with it, having to do the speedwork route in race number 1?
I doubt that was a factor, really. He might have just not been as confident with it at that point because he had failed it, and that is something that's very rare for Tyrone.
We'll get a time difference for you as we head out of Wooded into Cloud with Bowser and then into Lost. Didn't see any troubles in the first race with Lost from either of these guys, but
yeah, 1822 out of Wooded for Tyrone. And 1840, like 3940, high 39, low 40. So about 18 seconds. 17, maybe 18 seconds. I'll call it 18.
Tyrone setting up to grab this hint art.
Yep, gets it. is good and is gonna look to be getting back in time for the second phase, so he doesn't lose any time. Is able to pull it off.
You know, you're talking about different strats that these guys have been putting into races. This one in particular is kind of crazy because number one, you have to grab that hint art on the first try. If you miss it, there's no trying to go for it again.
Yeah, you will end up not being able to get back to the to Bowser in time for the second phase if you try for it a second time.
And even once you've got it, you're not done yet. You've got to do rollouts, do the triple jump to be able to get to and grab that hat as Bowser is spawning them and throwing it.
Yeah.
So the whole movement, I mean, even after you've grabbed it, you're not done. It's the whole thing.
But both players are able to pull it off as they are now starting off Lost Kingdom. Both just fine with the meme tree. A tree that has its name that from the fact of how inconsistent that jump used to be, but now it's not.
Oh, we'll see these guys go for that trapedal movement now. TYRN looks like he should be on it.
Yeah, he's going for that. He's going for the reverse trapedal. Is able to pull it off.
And getting the cage triple. Mitch going for the reverse as well. Able to get it this race. Yeah, last race not able to get it, having a lot of difficulty with it, but...
He didn't even attempt it the first race.
Yeah. As long as Mitch can get out of this one, both sides of the screen having good Lost Kingdoms, and he will. You know, it's crazy. This kingdom can give so much difficulty, but consistency has been so good in this kingdom in particular through the finals.
Yeah, I didn't track out of Lost Kingdom where they were, so I don't have an exact time difference, but I don't think anything really changed over it, so we're still in that 15 to 20 second range.
Here we go, Night Metro. Again, big thing here is going to be that Mecha Wiggler fight. TYRN heading inside. Mitch went for the Goomba Heck movement in the first race. TYRN will not go for it.
Yeah, Mitch pretty much goes for it in every race, so I'm pretty much expecting him to go for it here. It's very likely. Yeah, he's already setting up the camera for it. So this saves half a second. So he is closing the gap just a little bit, but not by much, given that we have around a 15-second gap right now. So half a second isn't enough to chip away just yet.
Well, so we talked about this in the first race when we talked about Snowdram in particular, you know, the setup with Snowdram. You know, race number one, you don't really need to go for those crazy strats. Simply because it's race number one. Both guys are just kind of getting a feel for what's going on. But with Mitch being behind, you know, half a second is big in race number two.
And that's about how much setup list to fast setup saves, so.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Mitch-
half the second's a lot in the any percent route itself, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a lot when it comes to how big this gap already is.
Oh, Tyrone having a little difficulty here in this Mecha Wiggler fight. Not able to get that last shot in. Finally able to getting it.
Yes, hitboxes can be kind of iffy in this fight.
And Mitch also having difficulty, but much quicker with the kill.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Get a good fade out time here. Just figure things out. Because that fight alone changed it. Yeah, that's about 10 seconds now. And Day Metro is like one of the first kingdoms that can be pretty scary. Wooded Kingdom can be notorious as well, but I don't think Wooded Kingdom is as bad as Metro just because of how long Metro can be. So if you're not feeling it, it can be a huge effect. Yeah. Day Metro at this point is pretty much like the longest string of like a single segment where like you're required to have optimized movement. Essentially, like, there are certain like where it's pretty much expected to have the optimized movement in Day Metro at this point. Like, whereas in other kingdoms it's not as like people don't put as much pressure on having the exact optimized route for this. But like Day Metro, it's almost like it is pretty much mandatory by a lot of people's standards. Bullet building very smooth by both players. Okay, nothing major yet. 10-second gap still remaining. Sorry about that. Yeah, players not playing at the top of their game right now. Mitch looked like he could mess up at any moment, right? With how he's playing. okay. Still about 10 seconds between these two players. 10 to 11 seconds. And going to the Lost Kingdom, I'm just saying Snow Kingdom. Can't even think properly.
Gotta remember the route here, man. We'll see what kind of magic can happen here in Snow. The Snowdram, obviously, big thing in here. Mitch having a little bit of difficulty in it the last race. But this one is close, and Mitch needs to clutch to force a game 3 here. Halfway through the race now.
Just about. Oh! Mitch with a little bit of a mess up there as he had to jump on top of the umbrella. It's fine.
TYRN with the chest flip there. Mitch setting up for it. Getting it as well. Both guys saving a second in their runs. A little bit of a ledge grab there on Mitch's side. Nothing too major, but still. And TYRN.
That was like yeah, he's flipping that because that was possibly the fastest spiny moon ever. Like, he was on top of that moon as it spawned.
I mean, the big thing there, you know, you want to get that last spiny as you're heading towards that moon platform, mostly because you don't want the camera movement to be too aggressive. Just because that camera loses time. But not only did he get that last spiny at a good time, but also he was right underneath that moon.
Not even underneath. He was on it.
Right.
Like, he was in the pixels that would count as capturing that moon.
Both these guys not having too much trouble here inside the main section of Snow, but after they go into this shop, they will be heading into Snowdram. TYRN. Good. With the Snowdram. Mitch.
Setup bliss.
Uh-oh. Like I said,
Makes
going
it.
for broke. Man. I mean, again, it's half a second, right? But still, going for broke, showing it off. Mitch. Setupless Snowdram.
Damn, dude. Pulling out all the stops to try to catch up to TYRN here.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do here. You're talking to the finalists. Race number 2, you're behind.
Yeah. Another win from TYRN means the end of the series.
Here these guys go into main section of Seaside now.
Yeah, just under 10 seconds of a gap, just based off of exiting the rumble room there.
And Mitch much better through that cliffside section. Seeing him clean up a ton of mistakes here compared to the last run, especially late. Obviously, mistakes early in the race, particularly in Wooded, giving Tyrone this lead. But Mitch, I mean, going from 13 seconds behind now to 10 seconds behind. Second by second, clawing his way back like Tyrone did in race number 1.
Oh, we're asking personal questions here. And to tell you the truth, no. Neither of us. SMO is neither of our main speed games. I don't even have an official run of SMO on the leaderboards. As I said before, I don't have a capture card, so I can't exactly do a full run very easily.
Setting up for Cheap Cheap Clip. Tyrone getting it first try. I mean, easiest clip in the game, right?
Yeah.
Tyrone is good at this game. Kind of good.
Moth guy.
I think he could be the world record holder.
Yeah, one day.
At this rate. While heading out of Seaside now. Still very close. 37. Looked like a 11 from Tyrone. And 37, 10-second difference out of
Still there.
Seaside. And Luncheon now.
And if Mitch goes for setup for Spiritless, he can save 5 seconds.
Another one of those things.
Around 30 seconds, actually. I was overestimating. I think it's actually around 3 seconds.
Well, 2 good salt triples here from both these guys. Spewert giving too much difficulty to Tyrone. And Mitch will be done with it as well. Oh man, Trey, you fired up chat now. Spewertless.
I already talked about it last week. Just go find the talk from last week about it.
Oh yeah, speaking of reruns, you can go see the rerun there. Exclamation point YT or exclamation point YouTube. Go check out that discussion.
Yeah.
In last week's race on the YouTube channel. All reruns posted there. Make sure to subscribe. Good movement so far from Tyrone on this kind of cliffside movement. Tyrone was a little slow through that particular section right there. Much quicker this time.
Oh! Gotta pick up the turnip. Kinda need that for the stew.
Yeah, kind of getting ahead of himself a little bit there. Might have lost a second or two. Nice job grabbing the Podobo there. And heading into Forks now. A small mistake from Tyrone with the turnip grab. We'll see what kind of a time difference we've got heading out of this section. 40:54 for Tyrone. And a 41:01, so 7 seconds. Uh-oh, and a huge mistake there from Mitch. Not able to get off that cliffside, probably succeeding that 2 or 3 seconds back to Tyrone, who is getting that cheese block done. Heading towards the end of Luncheon now. Heading upwards, got to be careful with, again, these weird polygons.
Yeah. It's actually very awkward movement to do the spin, to set up for a spin pound at that moment.
Super optimal throw there from Tyrone.
Yeah, just because of how small that platform is, it's really awkward to go for sometimes.
And a very optimal throw from Mitch as well. And really heading out of Luncheon now.
So let's see what the split out of Luncheon is so we can get a good idea for the rest. We need to know that lead. How's it doing? 43-22. Just about. So the 43-32. Still 10 seconds.
Yeah, so one small mistake from Tyrone and one small mistake from Mitch. Heading into Luncheon with 10 seconds of difference, heading out with 10 seconds of difference. Into Ruin now. Getting pretty standard Kingdom. Don't really see any crazy stuff happening here.
Well, we don't ever pay attention to it. So.
Not really. But the big thing, since we don't really pay attention to it too much, we're talking grand finals now. The one thing to note here is that these guys will pick up a hint art in here for the coin count, and they'll focus on the hearts as well, just to maintain their health throughout the fight. But other than that, nothing really.
The hint art does nothing.
To speak of.
The hint art's for the memes.
Yeah.
The hearts are important though for that health, for actually getting this fight down. But yeah, the hint art is just to have some fun while you're waiting for the dragon to go through its cycle.
As we are in here, just a couple quick plugs in case you weren't here for race number 1. Exclamation point schedule for the full schedule of everything that GSA has going on. Obviously, we're end our season 2, but if you don't have it yet, make sure to have that added to your web browser list so that you are prepared for season 3 as we come on up on that one heading into 2020. Exclamation point bracket to see where your favorite runners are at. All brackets are up for these finals, so you get to see who they're up against in each of those brackets as they finish up. Exclamation point merch for the merch. Shirts and hoodies, fresh, clean looks. Good way to support GSA. Exclamation point YT and exclamation point YouTube for the YouTube channel. As I said before, make sure to subscribe to that. It would be much appreciated. Exclamation point Onyx for the Onyx. Get to play a free fun game, Golf Clash. Get some Onyx points. 500 Onyx points get you a free sub. You can use that sub anywhere on Twitch, but we would love it if you used it here at GSA. And of course, last but not least, we got exclamation point Legends. GSA Legends coming up here this month in California, teaming up with Beyond the Summit to provide you guys some live speedrunning action. Cheese and ZFG in particular are going to be there. If you guys can go, make sure to pick up tickets. Again, exclamation point Legends in chat. If you can't, it will be live for your viewing pleasure at the Beyond the Summit Twitch channel during the event. And of course, if you got Twitch Prime, or if you have a little bit extra money laying around, we'd love it if you drop the sub here at GSA. Easy way to support us as we provide all this great speedrunning content to you guys. Well, out of Ruined into Bowser's.
Yep. Still the same gap. Nothing changed.
Hey,
I pay attention a little bit whenever you advertise.
you don't really expect a change in Ruined, so
yeah. Whenever the other commentator's doing the plugging, I do look a little bit at Ruined, but I pretty much don't expect anything to change because like Ruined is so like if anything is on autopilot at this point, it's definitely the Ruined fight. It has been the same pretty much since release.
Oh yeah. No, I will say this, as we move into Bowser's Kingdom, there was one time I was doing a plug during Ruined, and you know, it's Ruined, so you don't really expect anything, so I'm just getting my plug out, and something did happen. It completely changed. Like, I didn't know what to do because I'm so used to giving the same spiel every time.
Right.
And it's just, you know, hardwired in how I say it, and it just completely wrecked everything. But into Bowser's now. Big things here, shards and that Mecha Brutal fight. TYRN did have a small mistake in the Harriet fight, giving Mitch the lead.
Seeing a lot of hope for Game 3 in the chat. Always be fun to see, of course.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's still close.
Oh, TYRN with a little bit of movement error with that with the Pokio.
And Mitch with a very clean shards. Maybe just a little bit more optimal than TYRN. Again, less than a second difference, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch did have trouble with this dram right here, having to save it. But this time, he is set up just fine for it, so we will hit into the Harriet and Topper fight very safely. Looking for TYRN to fix the mistake from race number 1, going through an extra cycle. Gonna go for that first person camera this time. Didn't do that in race number 1. Good fights so far from both these guys.
Yeah, both of them.
Harriet and oh, Mitch almost missing that That bomb.
Mm-hmm. Both of them getting the optimal Harriet run, fight. Oh, Mitch having a little bit of trouble with the topper. Just a little bit slower. Oh, and not going to be able to get the topper out of here, and now just struggling to find where topper is underneath all these. Where is he? Couldn't find him in time. It's a lot of time loss in topper.
Yeah, and down to 1 health. Not really what you wanted here.
Yeah, Mitch.
Late especially.
Mitch just looking up to the sky, just like not, hand to the face right now. He's not happy with that.
Right, well, heading upward now. Again, last big thing in here is going to be this Mecha Brutal fight. Tyrone messing up the Mecha Brutal fight could give Mitch the lead. This one's still very, very close.
Yeah.
Here we go, Tyrone moving
Oh, Tyrone messing up the mech!
This is it. This is exactly it. This race is not over. He's going for it once again. Gets it on the second try, but Mitch can make up a considerable bit of time there just based off of that minor mistake.
That was like a 5-second time loss at least.
And Mitch will get up there first try, getting the hit on Rango. And Tyrone not out of the woods yet. Looking for that target acquired now.
Oh!
Oh my goodness!
He missed the cap bounce!
Wow! And all of a sudden, a game 3 is now a very, very real possibility.
Mitch is able to get target acquired. Tyrone still working through topper fight, forced to get Pokio.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Mecha Brutal fight. I'm still flustered. Oh, the
Oh
vet
no! And he
closes.
misses the movement up!
He misses the window!
And he's down to 1 health. This could
He
be a
could
down.
die. He could die here.
He's got to get up. Just barely getting the Pokio on there, and he will get the final ground pound.
Okay, we're good.
Oh my goodness.
Holy.
And wow, I mean, just like that, a similar mistake with Mitch with pillars, Tyrone messing up. I mean, he was almost done. He just needed 1 more ground pound. Just like you said, not getting the Cappy bounce out.
I have no words.
I mean, you these guys said this was going to be a good race, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, but did not prepare me for this. Okay, 54-26. We're looking at more than 10 seconds ahead for Mitch right now. Because he was fading out before Tyrone even hit the globe.
I mean, so I should have said this before the fight because I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. But I saw a comment a couple weeks ago where someone was saying, the commentators are always saying, "Oh, this race isn't over yet." There's a reason why we say that.
Yeah.
And it's because of things like that. I mean, it was if these guys were 2 minutes apart heading into the Mecha Brutal fight, then you're right. There's more than likely Tyrone's going to take the win, but it was less than 10 seconds, and Tyrone made the worst mistake possible, really. But I mean, even a minor mistake similar to that would have meant Mitch taking the lead. But now Mitch with a pretty secure lead, and just barely getting that moon cave skip.
Yeah. You call us out for saying it's anyone's games, but honestly, when we need to tell you that it's pretty much GG, we do say it, and
yeah,
it's pretty much GG for Mitch right now.
Only thing that you really could, oh no, Tyrone missing the ground pound there. The only big thing that could change the lead here is if Mitch has a serious problem here in this Bowser fight. He didn't have that in race number 1, but even missing one pillar isn't going to give Tyrone the lead. I mean, Mitch has to take a death in the escape, essentially, at this point.
Which is... Well, last time that happened, 58 was just like a twinkle in Tyron's eye.
That's a good way of putting it. Well, everyone was asking for game 3, right? Again, unless Mitch makes some critical error, which I highly doubt is going to happen. I mean, this is the best possible scenario for this grand finals. Both these guys playing incredibly well. A very dramatic change of leads, not only in race 1, but in race 2 as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And possibility of a sub-hour now.
Yeah. Easy sub-hour for Mitch at that point. It's like he's a 225 escape. Couldn't... At worst.
See how Mitch does through this 2D section. If I were Mitch, I'd take this nice and easy. I would not risk anything. Nice first 2D skip. Heading now towards the pillars. Is everything but certain to take race number 2 now and force a third.
Yeah. And despite the giant lead that we got here, I'm still gonna try to make this hype because we're gonna this is the win that will put us into game 3. So let's look at this. Let's see these pillars coming out. Fast pillars, definitely there. Had to throw out an extra fireball. Going to the second one now.
Yeah, made sure that
Throws
first one went down.
Yeah, tried to throw a fireball towards the first one after the second there to try to get it down again. I think he missed fast pillars both times here. Yep, gonna go over towards the 4th pillar area just so you can get good aim on the first pillar. And so yeah, slow pillars, but still gonna be able to pull it out. And folks, we are going to a game 3 in the SMO 80% League Season 2 Grand Finals.
I mean, it really doesn't get any better than this, especially the dramatic way it's happened in both races. Lead changes have just been insane. The mistakes have been just absolute insanity. And TYRN even getting close there to a sub-hour, but just squeak out of a sub-hour into a 1:00. But, man, I mean, if you were asking for 3 games of just absolute insanity, you got it.
Yeah, we're gonna... I mean, even though that one did it in the end, didn't turn out as hype, you know, but there was still some crazy stuff. No one expected TYRN to mess up Mecha Brutal that hard.
Yeah. And chat noting that TYRN did almost take a death there.
Yeah, very close.
At the end of Pillars, close. Not really too significant, just because Mitch took the win, and it's not points or anything like that, so not too big of a deal. But
yeah,
I mean, this is just crazy now. The mentality of both these guys going into race 3, it's got to be difficult.
Absolutely. Okay, let's take that breather while we got it. But
yeah,
while we go into game 3, we gotta get our vocal cords ready. Yeah, Scotch.
Yeah. I mean, we'll take a quick break here. But let these guys get ready for race number 2. Get the popcorn, get the soda, get whatever you need. If race number 1 and race number 2 are any indication of race number 3, you should get yourself hyped. Before we get started with race number 3, just want to point a couple big things out on the schedule coming up. Tomorrow, Tuesday, as is every Tuesday, is Task Tuesday. Task runs will be shown all day. Pretty interesting stuff. In particular, I like watching the SM64 task runs. Those are always really cool to see, but there are so many other task runs on there as well. Some runs that you might not have ever heard of. So make sure to check that out tomorrow. World Record Wednesdays. Again, same as Task Tuesdays, but with world records. World record runs shown all day Wednesday. So make sure to check that out. Pretty interesting stuff there as well. Good commentary. Kind of funny to listen to some of the racers as they start out. They're like, oh, this is a bad run, and then it turns out it's a world record. But big on Thursday, we've got bronze and grand final matches for SM64 Division 2, as well as grand final and bronze matches for Celeste. We've got in the bronze match, Drogi versus Pete _, and in the grand finals, Blue Bob versus JJ SRL. Blue Bob being just behind in the qualifier for Division 1, trying to claim that top spot, but JJ doing a really nice job in D2 as well. And in Celeste, we've got in the grand final TGH _SR versus Black Pear 420, and in the bronze match, Aero Dash versus Chai Kitty. I don't know as much about the Celeste stuff. Maybe Troy, you can talk about that.
Well, you don't know enough to the point where you even mispronounced Aurora Dash.
Oh, well, Aurora Dash. My bad. I apologize. But I know a little bit more about the Division 1 of SM60. The bronze match, Benji versus Paracusia, and grand final between D Whatever and Punkay. Punkay being the consistency king, but D Whatever holding that world record for 70 star. That'll be on Friday. And then on Saturday, we've got the reruns of the grand final. We got reruns on Thursday and Friday as well of our SMO and Celestin Division 2 at SM64. But then we've got the bronze match of SMM2 between Oshi Korosu versus Slade and the grand final of the Beast versus Low Curbs. So make sure to check all of that stuff out in exclamation point schedule. All of those league finals this week, ending season 2.
Yeah. And you know, we always had people ahead or behind, just in Cap Kingdom, just by a little bit. But right now, we are perfectly in sync. Different vector pathing here, but still out the door at basically the same time. Now going for left side. Oh, Mitch missing the triple jump. Tyrone with the definite lead, heading into the topper fight.
Well, Tyrone heading into Cascade with the lead. Nothing too significant, just simply because it's so early in the race.
217 to 221 out of Cap.
4 seconds.
Yeah, it's not huge, but that is the largest lead that we've seen out of Cap.
Good rollouts here from Tyrone. Mitch going to be wanting to fix the mistake right here, and he is able to do that chain chomp a lot more cleanly than race number 2. I mean, this is coming down to endurance now. I mean, both these guys have just got to be absolutely not only mentally but physically exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Fatigue is very common during a game 3, especially for these players who are not as experienced with the best of 3 format.
With that being said, in your professional opinion, would you expect these guys to make more or less mistakes in this game 3?
I mean, relative to what we've seen in these first 2 games, it's kind of a hard thing to say, because there have been a lot of mistakes on both sides of 2 games. I mean, it's certainly, like, on face value, yes, but it's, for, like, if I were to, it's, currently with this situation, with how these races played out, it's hard to say as to whether it actually will end up being more mistakes or not.
Mm. We will see. First major mistakes have been... What's Mitch listening for? First major mistakes in Cascade we've seen from race 1 was that chest clip from Tyrone. Neither guy having any difficulty in race 2. A little bit odd on both sides of the screen in race 2, though, with that chest clip. So we'll see how these guys can take care of it here in race number 3.
People are asking for SM64 analogies. Yeah, DSSS is more close to being, it's kind of like OG canonless of SM64. If you want an equivalent of carpetless, spiritless is honestly your bet. It's your closest bet there. Those two are very similar in the case of not being implemented in regular routes, and everyone memes about it, including me.
Well, 2 good chest clips. 2 pretty good cascades. No major mistakes.
5:30 on the fade out there.
And
About 33. About
3 to 4 seconds of difference now. Into Sand Kingdom now. With everything that we've seen so far, this one kingdom has been the most consistent kingdom other than the notes in this race. Which being the one with the most difficulty with those notes at the end. Both guys heading into the pipe and out. No problems. Very quick TYRN with the plant. Nish following suit. Rollouts toward the ruins now. Going to grab this one on top of the hill real quick. Jump on top of the arch there from TYRN. Mitch showing up and doing the same. Setting up for this Graham now. Gets it. Mitch will also get the dram. Next big thing is going to be that single bill. I need to speed over to that pillar there.
I'm glad people are hyped, but if you do need to get some sleep, there always will be the rerun of it. On the schedule. I do. Please, for the sake of your bodies, sleep is an important part of living as a human being. If you need to get sleep, get some sleep. It's always the rerun.
Well, both these guys getting Jaxie skip. No problems. 6 out of 6 Jaxie skips. And, oh, Mitch, a little bit close there to the poison. Able to save it, though.
Yeah, I don't need to go to sleep yet. It's only 10 p.m. here. I'm fine. But for the people who are at 4 a.m., yeah, I wouldn't stay up that late for this.
And Mitch cleaning up notes. Much better looking there. And a 947 globe there from TYRN. 10-second difference. Just want to say, as we head out of Sand into Lake Kingdom, 530 people in here. Really appreciate everyone joining us here for these 3 races. Really hype these grand finals for Super Mario Odyssey earlier today. Stravos taking that 3rd place spot. Tyrone taking race number 1, Mitch taking race number 2. Both very dramatic finishes. Race number 1, Mitch having trouble with pillars, giving Tyrone the edge he needed. And in race number 2, Tyrone having trouble with the Mecha Brutal fight, giving the edge that Mitch needed. Forcing a game 3. Lake Clip coming up. Tyrone has been extremely consistent here.
Yeah, Lake Clip is huge right now.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Looking good. Yeah, it's fine with his movement. Not too bad. Mitch, I think that was a little bit faster from him.
Yeah, so that's kind of been the opposite of what we saw with races 1 and 2. Mitch having a lot more trouble with that late clip, but this time Tyrone needing to rethrow Cappy 3 times to get that late clip. Mitch only needing 1 extra throw, but the setup was a little bit slower. So maybe it evening out just about the same. We'll see what the time is out of Lake Kingdom for these guys. It was 10 seconds heading in. Tyrone, 12:41 globe. And Mitch, 12:48. So knocking it down now to 7 seconds. Into Wooded now. Chat did point this out, and I want to note it. That while the winner of each race didn't mess up, or did mess up Wooded, it should note that in race they messed up Nut Clip. It should be noted that in race 2, both Tyrone and Mitch were having difficulty with the Nut Clip, but Tyrone having trouble with the movement out of the clip itself. But yes, Mitch had the most difficulty with that Nut Clip in race number 1, missing it completely, and then Mitch having difficulty with it race number 2, only needed to get the 1 back up the story moon with the Piranha Plant. See what we get here with race number 3. That one looks good. Good movement outside as well for Tyrone. Much better with this in race number 3. Another guy needing any backups here.
Okay, let's see what we got going into the end of Wooded here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a completely different Wooded that we're seeing from race number 1 and race number 2. No trouble at all.
Do I really have to spell out how to properly spam chants? Like, come on, guys. Do people not know about the whole spam this thing to help out guy? Like, come on, dude. You know not seen it? I tried to help you. I found the things that rhyme. Just you do the rest. I don't have time to type all that stuff out. Obviously, if you spam all next to each other, it's gonna get automod's gonna ban it. But if you do it separately in a sentence, like we always do in chants, it'll be fine and it'll go through. Do it that way. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Someone realized what I was talking about. But now they're just chanting for me. I'm okay with that too, but...
Into these pipes now. I mean, both these guys had very good woodeds as they finished them up. Tyrone having... Looking about the same amount of difference heading out of Wooded. Close to a sub 18 for Tyrone, but getting an 18.02. And an 18.11, so 9 seconds now separating these guys. I mean, those were both very good Wooded Kingdoms. Very, very different from races 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you're starting to see, no mistakes at all from these guys.
They want it. They know it's serious.
Yeah.
All or nothing right now in this game 3.
Well, and I asked the question at the beginning of the race. Do you expect mistakes from these guys, or do you expect them to clean it up? It's very clear so far that this is just going to be a very clean race from both these guys. Both getting the hint art.
Yeah.
Both getting back in time. Oh no! And as I say that, Tyrone, small mistake, able to pick it up though. Very, very nice backup.
Yeah, still able to get to Bass before he jumps away. Keeping the lead. Just about 5 seconds now.
Into Lost. Another guy having any issues in Lost at all in race number 1. Mitch only having the one problem in race number 1 with the reverse torpedo. And oh no! Tyrone with the ledge grab.
A few more minor mistakes like that and Mitch will be tied. We don't even need any sort of huge thing like a klepto, like a klepto being activated in this kingdom. Like just little minor movement mess ups. All it'll take.
A messed up reverse torpedo from Tyrone, for instance. be all Mitch needs to take the lead, but that looks like a good setup.
Yeah, got both of them going for it and getting it. Cage triple looked good. Both sides. And nice and smooth and lost. Okay.
Tyrone maybe a little bit tighter on the movement there out of the bridge. But other than that, two pretty clean Lost Kingdoms. Tyrone having the one mistake there, grinding up on the ledge and grabbing it. .42.
46.
Yeah, 4 seconds. Knocking it down from 7 to 4 now. Great question in chat for you and me, Troy. Is this final meeting all expectations?
We're in game 3, of course it is.
I think for me, you always want these finals to go as far as they possibly can. I don't think they've met expectations. I think they've exceeded them just simply because of the dramatic way that everything has occurred. Not only has Mitch pushed and forced a game 3, but it's the way that it's happened. It's the mistakes, it's the tightness of it. It's, you know, race 1 in particular was just, it was so close. Mitch should have won race number 1, and Tyrone should have won race number 2. It literally coming down to a final major mistake that the other player made. And I think that's not only what you want, but what you really, really would hope for in these final races.
Yeah, but Mitch pulling off the Goomba heck, gonna close it even further. Half a second, huge right now, with only the 4-second gap going on. I think it is certainly closed from 4 seconds to much less than that.
Well, and we saw
to be maybe 2.
Well, we saw in race number 2, Tyrone had trouble with the Mecha Wiggler fight. If Tyrone isn't able to get those shots out properly to finish off the Mecha Wiggler, Mitch can get that much closer.
Yeah. Mitch already had a little bit of trouble with the first cycle. Let's see what patterns we're gonna get here. This could determine who gets the lead out of here. Is simply what pattern. Oh, and Mitch getting a very late 2 cycle there. Definitely giving Tyrone the lead.
Yeah, so this time around, Mitch having the difficulty with the Mecha Wiggler fight. Day Metro now.
Yeah, 6 seconds really. Between the 2 players at a Night Metro.
Just making the ram there into the city.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Scoot clip! Scoot clip!
Oh wow!
Scoot clip!
Oh!
Oh my goodness! Oh wow, it is close now, but Mitch
takes it back. What?
Again,
my
the
god.
drama doesn't stop. Tyrone having difficulty with that scoot clip, but now it is milliseconds apart here in Metro.
Yep, just a few frames. All it took was Tyrone taking another lap on that scoot clip. And that is a simultaneous moon animation right there. We are frame perfect sync, boys and girls. Gotta remember the girls.
Tyrone back with the advantage now.
Yeah, just a little bit of better movement. Had a slightly better slots.
See how these bullet buildings go. See if these guys can hold their nerves.
Oh!
And Mitch!
Missing the capture onto the bullet bill. He's gonna back it up and get up there, but lost a lot of time to this room.
I mean, I was just saying, you know, these guys have to be nervous. It being this close and bullet building it's precise, but these guys get it all the time. But you worry sometimes if nerves come into play, if someone's going to make a mistake, and Mitch with a bonk there. So mistakes are starting to add up. Missing the moon there.
Yeah. Some trouble from Tyrone on the Cafe Moon.
Into the people's room. This will be the end of day in Metro for these guys. And we'll be heading into snow in just a moment. Moon capture 2850 for Tyrone. And Mitch is 8 to 9 seconds behind, so gave up about a second or two through day Metro, unfortunately. But the difference between these guys in this race has not exceeded 10 seconds as of yet, as we get to the halfway point of this race. Definitely on a sub-hour pace right now for both these guys. And yeah, same thing that chat is pointing out. I mean, 29:11 Metro exit, kind of insane.
Yeah.
Let's see how these snow kingdoms go. Again, so Mitch in race number 2 pulling out the setupless snow dram and absolutely nailing it. See if he goes for it again. See how this goes with the chest clip. Backflip looks good. And he's in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mitch not going to be able to pull off that snow flip.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got that setup that he was looking for, so losing about a second, so maybe 10 seconds behind now.
Oh.
Just like that.
Flubbing a little bit with the that spiny moon.
So maybe giving that second back to Mitch. Slap Daniels, what a name. With the subscription, much appreciated. Get those dabs out in chat or those clocks out in chat if you've got them.
Any money contributed to the channel, we always shout it out.
Oh yeah, much appreciated. Again, if you have the Twitch Prime or if you have a little bit of extra spare cash that you can throw our way, we really appreciate the subs and the donations. Helps us provide you with all this awesome GSA content, speedrunning. We're trying to get some more to you guys as we move towards season 3. So anything helps. Well, here we go. Head towards Snowdram. Just going to be picking up a shot moon real quick. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Mitch.
Okay, well, before we get to the Snowdram, we got the SQA14 with the Prime sub. Thanks.
Again, get those dabs out in chat. Man,
oh, Mighty Metric Batman with another Prime sub. Okay, that's crazy. But now we got Snowdram to talk about. I looked away. I didn't see if that was set up list or not.
Holy moly.
Okay. Oh, someone gifted 50 subs.
Wow.
What? Okay, that's gonna go for a while. Those notifications are gonna go for a while. Thank you, Slap Daniel, for gifting 50 subs to the channel.
Wow, and by the way, while that was going on, 2 very, very good Snowdrams from these guys. Exactly what you want to see in race number 3. Huge pogs to Slap Daniels on the 50 tier 1 subs, and GG's to each of those individuals getting those subscriptions.
Yeah.
If you've got them, if you have it, make sure to hit the dab, hit the clock. Plenty of emotes. New emote with the Super Mario Maker 2 season in full swing. That 1, 2, 3 skips. That's gonna be my favorite so far.
If you got one of those subs, certainly share it. You know, share in the excitement of having all these dabs that you got now.
All into Seaside Kingdom. I want to point out on the ticker, TYRN18 with the sub.
And yeah, it's still going.
Gotta call him out for not having the sub to begin with, but all good.
I think we're probably not even like halfway through it listing all the notifications. Oh boy.
Seaside. Done with that cliffside movement. Next big thing is going to be that cheap clip, but it's going to be smooth sailing pretty much for the rest of the kingdom. You know, Seaside's really nice. It's one of those kingdoms that you can kind of take a breather for the most part.
David John Travolta Bowie. What a
name.
Wow,
what a name. Some of these names on the ticker just absolutely epic.
Yeah.
Heading on over towards the Cheep Cheep clip here in just a moment.
It's times like this where we're thankful that we don't have a sound, just a visual.
Heading on in, Tyrone with the good clip. Out of bounds. Staying out of bounds as well. Haven't seen either of these guys clip in, which is good to see.
It's still going. The alerts
It'll be going for a while still.
It went through all of Seaside Kingdom.
Well, that just shows you how quick Seaside can be.
Yeah.
Tyrone heading out of Seaside, 36, 56, 57. $37.07, so 10, 11 seconds of difference now. Still very, very close as we head into Luncheon.
I like pizza as well.
Good salt movement there from Tyrone. Going to want to see that from Mitch. Mitch getting it as well, so 3 out of 3 on the salts. No spiritless this time.
Okay, give me a prediction of when these alerts will stop. Because it's still going.
It's still going, man. Each of these tickers, each of these tickers lasts about 7 seconds, so we've got like at least another minute probably.
Yeah.
Well, here we go into the main section of Luncheon now. I mean, both of these guys have been on their A game. Mitch, only really minor mistakes.
Again!
Oh my goodness, Slap Daniels with the 50 subs again.
It'll never stop.
Oh my goodness.
It'll never stop.
This will never end. We're gonna see these until the end of the game.
Yeah.
But much appreciated, man, with the 50 tier 1 subs once again. Thank you so much.
He has given, including his own sub that he did to his own that he gave to himself for this channel, 101 subs.
Wow. Huge on the support. Really appreciate it. Make sure to point out any big names if they come across the ticker. Into forks now, though. Very quick here. Another guy having any problems at all. One big thing, Mitch having trouble in this kingdom with bonks. Only thing really to note of in Luncheon so far. And once again, maybe a drop input there. Aurora Dash.
That's a Celeste runner.
And a booty burn from Mitch. And not able to grab that Panbro as optimally, and having trouble here with the cheese as well. Going to be succeeding probably about 3 to 4 seconds through that section, unfortunately.
Oh, Blue Bob got a sub. Some 64 guy?
Yeah, he is D2 in the D2 finals with JJ SRL. And nice throw there to grab the fork. Tyrone's side. Tyrone with the lead out of Luncheon. Mitch.
If you needed any confirmation, this commentary is live. You got it right here.
Yeah. For Dizzle my Izzle. Tyrone getting out of Luncheon now. Mitch following close behind. I guess he's going to be about 16 to 18 seconds now with the mistakes here in Luncheon. Again, he had trouble all 3 races with that movement on that cliffside just before grabbing the Panbro.
A poor college student. You got a sub now. Congrats. It's always nice to help out a poor college student.
As a former poor college student, I can say that any money is appreciated. All into Ruined now. 555 people here in chat. Much appreciated. You guys joining us here.
Yeah.
If you didn't already know, our commands in chat, ! schedule for the full schedule of everything that GSA has going on. Coming close to the end of Season 2 this week. Grand finals for all of our leagues. Make sure to check out the schedule for the times of those races. ! bracket to see where all your favorite runners are at, who they have to go up against. Again, grand finals for each of our leagues. You'll see where those runners are in the brackets and in the standings as they finish that up. ! Merch for the merch. Shirts and hoodies, fresh, clean looks. Easy way to support us here at GSA and also rep it in your day-to-day life. ! YT or ! YouTube for the YouTube channel. All reruns are posted there if you missed a race, or if you just want to rewatch a race, all there on the YouTube channel. Make sure to sub. ! Onyx for the Onyx. Get some free Onyx points playing a free game, Golf Clash, and it's fun. 500 Onyx points gets you a free sub to any Twitch channel of your choice. We would love it if you used it here at GSA. So of course you can use that anywhere else that you would like. ! Legends for GSA Legends going on this month in California. Beyond this, we're teaming up with Beyond the Summit to provide you some fun live speedrunning action. In particular, ZFG and Cheese will be there showing off some runs. If you can go get tickets, it's out in California. If you can't, it's going to be live on the Beyond the Summit Twitch channel. And with all the subs, if you can, drop a sub, but if you can't, got that Twitch Prime, make sure to use that here at GSA. We'd really appreciate it. Just saw how many subs till the next emote?
Now 9. We just got a sub that I saw in chat. Obviously, it'll take a while before the alerts. But Cthulhu, I saw in chat, just gave a Twitch Prime sub. So yeah, I'll say that one out loud because otherwise it will never come up.
Yeah, that might not come up at all.
Yeah.
We got just a little over 10 minutes left in the race. I think we might have just a 10 minutes.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that means
That's
the
the
alerts
end,
are over.
finally.
That means the alerts are over too. Yeah. And we're in Bowser's Kingdom, and the alerts have ended. And
Okay.
yeah, so 9 subs away if you want to get those in.
9 subs away from another emote slot. Love the emotes. So creative.
Yeah.
You know what would be a bummer is if someone gave 50 more gift subs.
Yeah.
And then it went all the way through to the end of the race.
The nervous laughter is very.
But anyway, into Bowser's Kingdom. It's a close one still. We have seen the mistake in the Mecha Brutal fight. We've seen the mistake at the end with Pillars. And Mitch, unfortunately, having trouble with Pillars in race number 2 as well. But fortunately, with the lead that he had, able to take the win regardless. But if it's going to come down to, you know, Pillars, Mitch has got to clutch it out.
Okay.
Samurai Man.
I mean, that's not a new sub.
But
So-
10 months.
It's still a good streak, but we're talking about 9 new subs. Because it's all about the sub amount. So yeah, welcome back. Yeah.
Samurai Man, big in the Super Mario Sunshine community, but he's been doing a lot of Link's Awakening.
Wow. So wow, it looks. Just realized this. Slap Daniels got a VIP out of that. They gave him VIP status.
Well, I would expect that.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyrone not getting the dram and a bonk. Okay. Small mistake there from Tyrone. Not able to get the dram. Heading into the Harriet fight now. Had trouble with this fight in race number 1. Playing it safe on both sides of the screen, making sure that they get the hit on that bomb. Definitely don't want to miss it and extend the cycle. Mitch with the rethrow.
Yeah, Mitch missing one of the bombs there, it looks like.
Yeah, no topper first gang.
Nope. Top 2 are Harriet first.
You know that meme where like it'll be this group is terrible and it's sponsored by whatever gang? You need to have that for Topper first versus Harriet first.
It existed for a little bit. That meme existed. Don't worry, that was a thing, but it's I mean, yeah, I think that meme died a while ago, so that's why it stopped.
I'm gonna resurrect it in season 3.
Sure.
Well, here we go, heading upwards. Next big thing is the Mecha Brutal fight. Only time that we've seen anyone having trouble with it was race number 2, TYRN, having some difficulty with it. And giving TYRN the lead that would extend him into the win race 2. You know, it's got to be sitting in the back of TYRN's head, you know. Had he not made that one mistake, he would have... This would be over by now. Into the mecha portal fight.
Oh, messing up topper acquired. Still able to stay on top of the mech though.
So if Mitch can be a little bit quicker here, can make up some time, and he will.
There it is, yeah.
But,
that was some really close stuff right there.
well, I mean, you had to, like I said, TYRN has to have that in the back of his mind, and either way, it's kind of tilting.
Okay, he's fine. Gets target acquired.
Yeah, but he's not happy about that one.
Oh, Mitch missing it. Still able to stay
Oh
on
my
top
gosh.
of the mech though.
Holy moly.
Okay, he's playing it safe, waiting until he stops moving to even try to ground pound. Misses it. Okay, it's fine. Oh no, he's falling.
No.
Oh.
Oh, and as that
Would it be
happened,
so devastating if it wasn't the fact that we just got 50 more gift subs.
oh my gosh, I mean, just the way that ended is not what you wanted to see at all. Quick on the Pokeo grab, though. But that's most certainly, I mean, that's most certainly got to be it, unfortunately.
We just opened a new emote slot.
Such an unfortunate way for Mitch to end it. And TYRN even kind of, you can see it on both these guys' face, just kind of disappointed in the way that ended. Only real way for Mitch to get back into this one is for TYRN to have a huge mistake.
You should let Slap Daniels decide the next emote.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 150 gifted subs, that's huge.
Yeah.
TYRN heading into Moon Kingdom, though. 54-14 out of Bowser's on a very low 59 pace.
Honestly, Slap Daniels has just achieved legend status.
Yeah.
Yeah, TYRN's on really good pace to the point where, yeah, he could beat the race record of 59:20.
Yeah, it's going to be close on that one. He's got to have a 5:10 or something close to a 5:05 ending here to be able to do that. But man, and a little bit far there on the Moon Cave skip is going to lose him maybe a second or two. But nothing too critical. TYRN just needs to coast here to be able to take the grand finals win. And the first of the league finishes for Season 2 being the winner. Quick pause there, kind of odd. Now, Mitch with the quick round pound for the Moon Cave skip is able to get it, just needs to get over the bridge here. I don't think Tyrone missing a cycle is going to be enough for Mitch to catch back up. It's really going to take a death on Tyrone's part.
Yeah. Chat is still popping off.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame them.
Oh my gosh, again!
Oh!
Why?
What?
200 gifted subs from Slap Daniels. What a legend.
What?
What a man. What a guy.
God, Chueco finally got one.
I mean,
took 4 sub bumps.
It took, I mean, a third of the chat currently has a sub. Some of the people in there still without a sub. That's hilarious. But Tyrone, as we finish up here into the final sequence, man, he could break the race record. He captured that there at about 57:12. Takes about 2 minutes to get this done, and he has been known to be super quick here. Very consistent through pillars, as we saw in race 1, able to jump over Mitch to take the win in that first race. Had a very consistent ending in race number 2 as well, just not enough of a lead to catch up to Mitch in race 2, but Tyrone coasting, 2D skip done. Into pillars now. Big hype here. Can he break the race record? 40 seconds on the clock. Needs one more.
Miss the early pillar.
Early pillar might cost him that record, but it's going to be close. No, he did get the early pillar.
Oh, no, he did. Well, he still had to throw out an extra fireball.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So with that, big hype in chat. GSA record from Tyrone, breaking it by almost 10 seconds. TYRN18 is your GSA Season 2 SMO any percent league champion, not only with the win, but the race world record in GSA with a 59:10. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it.
Yeah, that is the end of the season right there. That is the record for... Yeah, the record is done. End of the season. Gotten it.
I mean, that's the way you got to finish it. Mitch finishing up with a sub-hour as well, though. To note.
I don't want to pull away from the idea of... We still appreciate all gift subs, so thank you to Thulu for the 5 gift subs.
Well, I mean, if there's any way to finish up a season, this is the way to do it.
Fantastic
Very dramatic
set of races.
Dramatic way to finish it, and then not only dramatic way to finish it, but a 59:10, the GSA race record from the man who has the world record also, Tyrone. But Mitch with the huge showing that he's a massive competitor. Not someone to be messed around with. We expect a lot out of these guys in Season 3.
Yeah. Not just out of these guys, but it's gonna be crazy. Like it's we're gonna have so much downtime, so much times for people to practice and get the strats down, get the new stuff down, get get it so people actually feel more consistent. And you know, like, who's gonna? Are we gonna see another one pop out? Like, remember, season 1, barely anyone knew who these 2 people were. Barely anyone knew who these 2 runners were at the end of season 1. Like, it was well known to some people. Old Insider got a sub, dude. Anyway, sorry, but like these were to the community basically unknown runners, and they're now at the end of this season our top 2 runners on the leaderboard, top 2 runners of the league. Who knows what's gonna happen for season 3? Who could more people pop up out of nowhere to join us in season 3 for the league?
Well, we've already got one thing started. Tyrone and Mitch both practicing it right there. DSS. Maybe we'll see it in season 3. Who knows? But that will be it for us. Again, TYRN18 taking the win. Best 2 out of 3. Went to all 3 races. And then breaking the race record here at GSA. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
It has been such a pleasure commentating this season 2. I am so excited to see season 3, as I know that all of you are. Troy, any final thoughts before we head on out of here?
Sure, I'll say this one thing. We got Restreamer reminding us to check out the Discord as well. !Discord in the chat to see that. Honestly, with how many more subs we just got, it's not a better time. This is like probably the best time to join, because cool thing with Discord, if you connect your Twitch to your Discord, you can use all the Twitch emotes that you have for this channel now in Discord. So, freely allowed to use your Mario dabs, your on fire clocks in the Discord channels of your choosing, if you connect that Twitch as well, and are in the GSA Discord channel.
Make sure to check that out. And that will be it for us. That is it for the GSA SMO 80% League here for season 2. We will be back with more action in season 3. We have stuff going on 24/7 here, so stick around to see what's coming up here in just a moment. From here at the booth, me and Troy of Athens, I am Scotch and Tie Guy. Thank you so much for joining us, and from wherever you are in the world, good morning or good night.